The latest. Thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. A very powerful message from one of our sisters to the West. The weak African leaders. The Africans, we are not weak. We are strong. We are not poor. We are not underdeveloped like the West made it clear to us. How can a continent that is feeding the world be considered a poor place? How can these people be dependent on the resources of Africa, yet they tell us that Africans have nothing? We are surviving on their aid. That it is a shame on the part of our leaders. When we have Dombote, we have a lot of architects, we have a lot of knowledge in the continent, yet these people are not using them. Our roads are built by other people. The African depends solely on other people when we have energetic people, when we have the knowledge. But the narrative that these people have concerning Africa, that we are weak, is not true. And we are never underdeveloped. We are stronger. And at the time that they know Africa of being weak is no longer that time of today. That today the African is stronger. We are different people. This is not the Africa of yesterday. A new generation of Africa. And we are ready to rise up to fight. Africa is never a poor place. This is the narrative these people created. And this is what we have bought into, believing that we have nothing. And we have become cheap labor to these people outside of the continent.
They say greatness is never built in a day. But how many more days? How many more years would it take to build the walls of Africa? Because I was only 3 when I was made to believe that Africa is like a building under construction. And right now I'm over 23 and this continent still feels like it's stuck in its foundations. Because tell me why we have the Dangote capacity, yet our infrastructures are still built on structures that scream scarcity. Tell me why we have tech bros in Nairobi, Kenya and South Africa, yet we are still suffering digital malaria. Tell me why Africa is walking naked when we have Vicky James, who snatches creativity like the art of Akosed or Tepe Magugo, who weaves stories while making clothing or Sheyi Vodi, whose fashion empire began with a dream and not a body. Why are we like a song without reading, when the blood within our veins carries the beat of Fela and Nicola Kokuti, when our voice still carries the power of the songs of Lucky Dube? And yes, we are strong, but when we choose to, we are soft as the voice of Brenda Fassie. So how dare the world call us poor? How dare the world say we are weak? How dare them say that we are not strong? When the wealth of Africa keeps the world's phone ringing, how dare them say that we are underdeveloped? When our sweat spilled their castles. So I am here to remind you that Africa is no longer that continent that is underdeveloped, because we are a generation of builders, idea crafters, system shakers. We're a generation of men and women who build with bricks of knowledge, mortar of innovation, and raises towers of transformation. Because Africa is that content creator turning 10-second clips into 10,000 life lessons. Africa is that tech bro who is still coding under flickering lights. Africa is that painter who is throwing colors of paint on walls where hopes has been lost. Africa is that entrepreneur who is feeding his family and more from an akara store. And trust me, this is that part they won't show you on TV. This is that part you won't see on the Western headlines. Because when they gave us chains, we turned them into jewelries. And when they gave us broken pieces, we made them arts. And when they gave us borrowed names, we renamed ourselves. This is why there are 7 continents in the world, but the future keeps pointing towards Africa. And right now, we are tired of their pity parties, one that ends up leaving us with souvenirs of debts. We are tired of borrowing, because we are the mother civilization, and mothers don't beg, we bet. So right now, we are betting the revolution we need, the transformation we stand for, the Africa that we want to see. Because Africa is like a delicacy in process, and for every delicacy to be made, it takes time, and we are cooking. Check out our farmers, our tech bros, our lawyers, our teachers. We are fire and we are cooking. So this is me telling that young man who still believes in the future of Africa, telling that young girl who braids hair in the morning yet studies with candle lights at night, reminding you that this Africa that we seek is one that we can raise with our own hands. So never again would we go back to the world begging for aid, because we are no longer that chick that depends on the white for food. So right now, I am reminding you that they say that greatness is never built in a day, and the Africa that we seek would be built over time when we decide to rise, when we decide to take our responsibility, when we decide to focus on what we want and the nation, the continent we seek. Thank you.
Because they made us to believe that here there is nothing, we are running away from where there's riches to where there is nothing. We are dying on the Mediterranean Sea just to become cheap labor for these people. Africa is not how they projected it to be for us. Today our eyes are open. We are rather the ones giving them aid. Their industries are surviving on Africa. We are the reason to which they are, and that is the reason to which these people are fighting us here and there, making sure that the Africans do not control the narrative, because they know when we finally do unite and take control over everything, they will be in trouble. So they have to create a narrative that will suit them, that will weaken the African. And this is the game they have been playing on us for a very long time. But as she said, this is a new dawn. This is a new era. Let this message empower you. This is a new Africa, and this is a new generation. We are not weak because they know that we are stronger than them. They can only defeat us by divide and conquer. How can these people that have nothing project the continent to be poor? And if Africa is truly poor, why are we sacking them and they don't want to leave us alone? Why are they fighting the leaders that are doing everything possible to take control over the resources that belong to Africa? Africa is never weak. Africa is never poor. Africa is never underdeveloped. They are the reason to which we are not moving forward. They claim that Africa, the leaders are corrupt. But when the leaders rob, it ends up in their pockets. Africa is never a corrupt continent. There is no continent that there is no corruption. Even the West and America, their leaders are corrupt. Let's rise up. Let's fight for the continent. Let's start uniting. Let's start loving one another. This way, we will be able to unite to fight against these people. Africa can never be poor. We don't depend on them for anything. They are not the reason to which we have all these beautiful things. The African is inventor. The African is a creator. The African is everything. We are the light of everything. We are the ones that are making them who they are. The African is capable of everything. Let that narrative of us being weak be a thing of the past. This is the time for us to rise up. Awake, rise up, emancipate yourself, start believing in yourself. They made us not to believe in ourselves because they know when we believe in ourselves, we'll rise up to fight against them. But this is the time for us to wake up and know that we have all the potentials. The educational system that they've given to us is to make us weak. This is the time that we need to unite. Let us understand that there is none like us. Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. There is none like us. We can defeat them. We can defeat them if only we can unite, if only we can love ourselves, if only we can see ourselves as one people, if only we can break that chain of divide and conquer that these people are using to separate us as Africans. I love you, my family. We are the best, and we can change the narrative. The time of people coming into the continent to take control over things must be the thing of the past, and it is only we, the youth, that can fight for that better Africa. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make African great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world and in Africa.